All right, everybody, how are you doing? Welcome. We're so excited to have you here with us. This is for our AMA, our Ask Me Anything, for the St. Luke's University Health Network. I'm so excited to be here with you. My name is Jared Spataro. Over the course of the next 20 minutes, we're going to actually turn some time over to our experts. Just to give you some context here very briefly, I want to take you back to Satya's keynote, if you had a chance to look at that, where we were introduced to St. Luke's and Dr. James Balshi and his team. We're very excited to have them here with us. As a reminder, St. Luke's has 17,000 employees, and they work in 10 hospitals across 300 locations, and we have had the privilege at Microsoft of being involved with them as they have used Microsoft Teams to do some pretty amazing things. So we're just going to roll a very quick video. I think this gives a nice overview of what's happening at St. Luke's, and then we're going to bring our two experts up so that you can ask them all sorts of very hard questions. So here we go.
Seeing technology make patient care better, it's very rewarding when that happens. Medicine has really evolved into a highly technical field, and I've always been enthralled with the way technology can enhance what we do. The biggest issue facing doctors today is information overload. And Microsoft is giving us one place to look for that information.
Microsoft has helped driven the digital transformation for St. Luke's.
Prior to having Microsoft 365, we would rely on email communications, a web-based program to share the schedule, independent text messaging.
Our old systems were not cost-effective to scale. What I was impressed with Microsoft is they were sincerely interested in trying to find a great solution for not just St. Luke's, but the healthcare industry overall.
It's taking all of those silos and moving it to one collaborative tool where our physicians, our nurses, our discharge planners, our outpatient providers can all communicate at the point of patient care.
That summarized and easily communicated handoff of information, it really does allow us to do things we couldn't do before.
We feel more comfortable with the cloud because we're able to reduce the complexity of the security stack.
It is equally functional on the mobile device, which I think is just a tremendous advantage.
We are actually changing the game of healthcare using Microsoft 365.
When I see a patient being profoundly impacted by the technology, that to me is the highlight of what I do right now.
All right, you can clap for that. I'd clap for that. We're going to go ahead and invite our experts up. We have Chad and Aaron. Chad Brizendine and Aaron Boris, come on up. Feel free. I'll sit on the end here. And if you wouldn't mind, Chad, we'll start with you, just introducing yourself, and then over Aaron to you, and I'll ask a question or two, and we'll turn it over to the audience. So please, Chad.
Thanks, Jared. And I'm Chad Brizendine, the CIO for St. Luke's, and I got into healthcare to make a difference, and I look forward to answering anything.
My name is Erin Boris. My current title is an Information Security Strategic Specialist at St. Luke's. I've been there for about 5 years, and I'm very excited to answer any questions that you have.
Wonderful. Thank you both. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of a softball one to get us started and warmed up. Chad, it's going to start with you.
Sure.
Just as you think about digital technologies in healthcare, can you give us a sense for why it's important to use the latest innovations to help out with patient care? Just even an example or two.
Yeah, sure. I think primarily, not sure what's happening, sorry. I mean, obviously, healthcare is all about impacting patients and patient safety. So for us, digital technology is all about improving patient care and improving patient outcomes. So we're really work with our clinicians, as you can see, Dr. Balshi, on trying to make sure that we're solving problems, because our goal is to have 0 errors, because an error in healthcare can mean a patient's life.
Wonderful, thank you. Actually, I have one more before I go out to the audience, because Aaron is a security specialist, and I thought that was particularly interesting. I had always thought of security certainly being the domain of financial services companies. I hadn't thought much about healthcare. Aaron, we were talking about this earlier. Could you just tell us a little bit about kind of like why are people after healthcare records, and what type of threats do you see?
Sure, yep. We did talk about that earlier. So right now, a credit card is somewhere worth 10 cents if it's hacked or compromised. Healthcare record is a little bit over 300 the last time that I checked, so it's just a lot more valuable. It has a lot more information in it. There's just a lot more places that someone could go with some of that information.
Wonderful. That was kind of staggering to me, is that a credit card record worth 10 cents, but a healthcare record worth $300, which is pretty impressive. All right. I think it's best to hear from you. This is AMA, so ask me anything. Do we have any questions from the audience? If you don't, I've got some here, but if we have anything you'd like to ask these two experts from St. Luke's about how they're either using Teams or just using digital innovation in general.
Hi. Just want to know the biggest challenge on migrating from on-prem to 365.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think for us, as far as, the question I guess was, what are our biggest challenges going from on-prem to the cloud? I just want to make sure, repeat that. I think our biggest challenge is hurdle one really is for our teams to get better training and understand how the technology works. So I would say training and education for the team so that they understand their new roles and how they're going to work differently in the cloud is number one. And then number two for us really has been around usage and adoption of the technology. So just making sure that as we get base in, we can expand that base. So those, I would say those are the top two for us.
Great.
Aaron, you can add anything you want to that.
Aaron?
I would use one of my favorite quotes, which is that security is not a product, it's a process. So we have to continually adapt no matter where our data is going. We need to put the same protections around it.
Great, thank you. Here, please.
Hi. How are you managing PHI in Office 365? And how did you manage the transition from other healthcare applications to Teams? How do you push your nurses and healthcare workers to use Teams?
Why don't you take number one and I'll take number two.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the first part?
How are we securing PHI? How are we securing PHI in 365?
Okay. I would say depending on the Microsoft solution that we're looking at, the methodology that we're looking toward is a little bit different. Some of the things that we're definitely exploring are going to be all around that file policy and using some of that keyword functionality that Microsoft has given us. I know that there's going to be very strategic conversations next week directly with what we learned today. So that's very exciting. One thing that I will say is that we're still transitioning from on-prem things that we have right now. So it's been exciting to work with our system architects, and they're excited too. That's definitely been another layer of complication, but also excitement.
To answer the question around the Teams adoption for healthcare, I kind of look at, there's more user personas than this, but if we consider two of them, one a knowledge worker and one a clinical worker, although there's a lot more than that. The knowledge worker, obviously, we can support very easily with Teams. Where we've been working with Microsoft is on the clinical worker side. Two new capabilities just came out from Microsoft that really help us. One is priority messaging. Another one is read receipts. We're also working with Microsoft to expand what we'll call dynamic role-based access. So before we can kind of continue, our goal is to get down to at least as many systems as possible in the communication environment, but have one single user interface. So we're on a journey with that. We're not done, obviously. And you know, we have thousands of monthly active users, and we keep to grow that every single day, to be honest. I hope that answers your question.
There, I'd be curious, what was post some of your transition you've already made, what's maybe the most unexpected value add that you've seen that you weren't even planning for, that you've seen something come out of?
You go ahead first. I don't know.
Okay. I would say in the past, I would say it's unexpected, it's a challenge, but it's also wonderful. So in the past, we've typically only had one method to complete something. So one of the great examples that I like to use previously was MCAS. So in the past, we've hooked up one method for alerting. Whether our analysts liked it or not, they had to look at that portal, they had to look at that queue. Microsoft is moving so quickly and giving so many new opportunities that we can have it set up as an email, we can have it set up as a flow, we can use Sentinel. We really get to move within our own creative mindset and choose what works best for us.
That's very kind of her to call all those different options a pleasant surprise. I'll take it. That's not always what all our customers say that is. Thank you, Aaron.
And as a CIO, I would say two angles for me. One is I'm excited to see Microsoft really support the low, no code. We have, in our business, we have a lot of staff in IT that don't have a development background, but need more tools to work with the business. So instead of having all these different cloud applications, we can have a conversation with the business, support more of our analyst roles that are not developers, and being able to have more of a platform to support them with. So we're already seeing adoption in that, and that's been really beautiful. And then on the security stack side, just seeing the speed for deployment, our security team was able to implement everything really quickly and then get the data and information really quickly, where sometimes that takes a very long time. You implement the stack and then you're trying to optimize the process and then you get the information, and that just the whole length has been cut down drastically. I think 4 or 5 months I started getting like information that I've never seen in our company before. So very proud for.
Excellent. I got one for you. So we often at Microsoft talk about this idea of hooking up systems of record to systems of engagement. We like to think of Teams as a system of engagement. And you have a very important system of record, very literally, in Epic. Could you just tell us a little bit about patient health records and what you're doing to kind of hook those into Teams?
Yeah, so our goal is to have, obviously we'd love to have one user interface if possible for all of our frontline staff. About 60% of our staff are frontline folks, physicians, nurses, docs, techs, that take care of patients on a daily basis. So our goal really is to have 2 UIs, one with Epic, our electronic health record, which we have like 60% of our employees log in every day and are using that as the primary control. And we're also deploying, and we've deployed Teams, so we're going to have for communication, collaboration, and integration. And what we are doing is taking data out of the EMR, connecting it to the communication platform so that groups of people can get alerts based on their either team that they're on or the role that they're on, so that we can really improve communication. Because if you've ever been in a hospital, hopefully you haven't, but if you have, you know that there are somewhere between 10 and 30 people taking care of you. And that may change on a daily basis. And so how do we keep that care team connected with you as a patient? And we're leveraging our electronic health record and Teams to help bridge that communication gap.
Great. Other questions from the audience?
Do you worry about applications like OneNote transferring healthcare data to, say, a home PC?
That's a great question. I would say that we worry about that in any capacity, regardless of what the end application is. I could probably say that about most cloud storage applications. I would say we're doing our best right now to definitely implement things or policies that would apply to non-managed devices. So that's definitely the direction that we're heading in, but that was on the top of our list when we started to migrate to the cloud, absolutely.
And we use Intune for all that as well, so everything, at least within our tenant, is protected.
What's been the most difficult thing in this transition?
I guess coming as a CIO role, just the change management aspect. As I mentioned earlier, I think we're trying to figure out, if I go back 2 years ago, we were trying to figure out how to spell our new transformation. And so it's just been the stumbling blocks with that, and I really feel like we've had momentum for a while now, and the teams are seeing things happen. And it's always that frustration point where the hype is higher than the delivery. And it's just getting through that pain. And I go back to, our team's done a really good job of trying to educate themselves, realizing that there's not a ton of, here's how you do all this in healthcare. like the first or in the first wave. So we're trying to figure out how to. Our teams have been figuring out how to build the knowledge themselves, so then they can help members on their team. So I think that's key. Is if you can get key leaders like Aaron, Matt is in the crowd as well, that are able to really dive in and be the experts, then they can really bring their teams along. And I think that's what's super powerful, been powerful for us in our transformation.
That's the exact point I would make. Training has been one of the biggest problems that we have because it starts to be such a specialty. So we have great open door policies with most of our cloud engineers and architects, which has been phenomenal. However, because of how quickly Microsoft grows, just keeping up with it and then prioritizing what we want to implement and then working with all of the other teams and looking what their priorities were has been challenging. Fun, but challenging.
And my general, I hate to jump on this too much, but I think it's really key, is our teams have gone through at least 3 or 4 turns on everything. So whatever the Scrum board looked like for 6 months, it completely got thrown away. New Scrum board came in and it looks like something completely different. So the teams, I think, just working themselves through that, fail fast, learn quickly, move on, I think is what I would say is try to help embrace your teams to do that.
Right in the back there.
Hello. So what are your retention policies and how do you govern that, or how do you enact governance on those retention policies?
I heard some of that question, but
Retention policies.
Yeah. So we have our own. It's pretty expansive from what we have. So we have in healthcare we have required things both at the state level within Pennsylvania where we're at mostly. So 10 years, 18 years, depending on what that is. And then we have call out for administrative data. And depending on the type, we have anywhere from 2 to 3 years on some of that data as well. So it varies a little bit by system. We are going back and right now actually re-looking at our retention policies based on our transition and going back and saying, now with the way we can do this, does it make sense for us to change how we've done Exchange as an example? Because we've had a 90-day retention policy on Exchange, for example, do we go back and re-look at that? And it's really just been conversation with compliance and legal and stuff to say, do we need to think that way still continued? So I don't know that I have an answer that we've changed anything yet, but we're having active discussions on should we.
Are you guys using Teams to do any patient communication, telehealth kind of scenarios, any patient advocacy groups, kind of that remote outreach part of patient communication?
We are not yet. I know that has, we've talked to the healthcare industry teams under Emma and them and seen that product. I think it was just announced and G8 as part of the keynote this week, if I remember.
Virtual consults?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we have not piloted that yet. So we haven't done that piece yet. We do that today. So we have been obviously working with Microsoft to better understand how we may embed that into our workflow. So it's an opportunity for us.
Okay, one last one in the back.
So what are a few of the technology stacks that you've integrated, and what have you gotten the most value out of?
Yeah. So somebody explained to me the other day that and I didn't know this because I'm still learning all the different Microsoft components. But we signed our full digital transformation with Microsoft about 4 years ago under our EA. At that time, I think we did not have what we have today. We have, I guess Microsoft would call it 3 clouds. We have the 365, we have the Azure stack, and we have the Dynamics Power stack. Is that right?
It's beautiful. I wanted to have him just say it again. That's so beautiful, actually. That's exactly right.
I think we have 3 clouds is what I understand. And so what I would say is we're further along in some than others. Our challenge has been speed. I guess where I'd say our challenges have been on speed because sometimes I think we've been overthinking a little bit when we go to it versus just saying, you know what, we're going to do it and come back and optimize. So I think that's where our challenge has been Where I think we're getting the most value is we've layered in cost transparency in there as well. So not only do I have the 3 clouds and can I look at them, and Microsoft gives me the tools to look at the transparency, but I also have additional tools. So we have a full integrated work team, and in part of that I have a financial person on there, and as a CIO they're able to provide me with deep insight. So our team's done a really good job of saying, we're not just moving it to the cloud, we're going to save money when we move to the cloud, which I know people say you don't save money when you go to the cloud. We have been able to show that as we're migrating things, we're saving money as we go. So that's really good for me as the CIO to go back to the CFO and say, not only are we trying to get rid of systems and simplify and make it better for our customers, but we're also getting cost out. I know it's not going to be a one-to-one for us because we're not looking at it, and I'm not trying to say the cloud is going to save us money. That's not our strategy, but just sitting in the CIO side, I've got to look at all those different dynamics, both customer satisfaction, speed to execution for my team, as well as the financial impact to the organization. And I'm very excited we can do all of that. And we can do it so much faster in the cloud than what we used to. So the transparency is just unbelievable. And my teams, all of them are like, hey, this is this, this is this, this is this. Whereas on-prem, even though we spent a lot of time on this, the information just wasn't as propagated as it needed to be that we have under the 3 cloud stacks. So that was a long answer, but it's just the transparency is what I'd say.
Wonderful. Well, we are at time. Can you guys give these experts a hand? Thank you so much, Chad and Aaron. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Dr. Balshi, your entire team. We'd like to invite you. We're going to finish up here. We do have a happy hour back in the booth right behind you, and we're going to have all of the St. Luke's team there with us. So thanks for attending today. Appreciate it, and thank you both.
Thank you.